Hello everyone, welcome to Introduction to Python, and in this lecture we will discuss about the input and output in Python. So basically every program contains several input function and several output function, because in program we give some input to the program, and based on that input this input is processed and we get some output. So this output should be printed to the console. For the input, we have input function, and its basic syntax is like this. We have to write input keyword, and inside this input, the basic syntax of the input function is like this. First, we have to write input function, and inside this input function, there is an optional string that is called prompt. It is a basically prompt is a default argument, so we can provide a string here, which is an optional one. So this input function takes a string from standard input, which is given by the user generally, and as soon as we hit enter button, it stops reading the string from the standard input. That means the console. The input function also contains a default argument, which is prompt, and its default value is set to none. That means if we do not write anything or do not give anything to input function, it is considered as a none. So it takes a string as an argument, and if it is given, then this string will be first displayed to the user, and after that we can give any input to the user. So let's have an example of input function. So this is a input function, and this input function will prompt the user to give a string or a value, which will be stored in this variable a. So in in standard input device, we will have to write some a value or some string, and suppose if we write hi, how are you, so this string will be stored in this variable a, and later on when we use this variable, then we will get the same string as the output. And if we provide any prompt string inside this input function, so this string will be first displayed, and then after we can write any values or variable. So in this case, I have written hello world, a string. So this string will be assigned to this variable small a, and if we want to print it, then we'll get this string as a output. So this is the input function in Python. Let's see the Python output, which is done by print function. So print function has following syntax. Basically, it contains several arguments. First argument is a value part, which can take more than one value or zero value also. Second part is a keyword argument, which stands for separator. Next is a again a keyword argument, which is a end with default value set to /n, that is the new line. Next keyword argument is the file where the output will be printed. So its default value is set to system.standard_output, which is our console screen. And the final keyword argument is the flush. So flush it will tell the interpreter whether to flush the output buffer or not. So if it is set to false, that means you cannot forcefully flush out the output buffer, and if it is set to true, that means we have to flush out it. So this value part can take any number of values, and these are all the optional keyword arguments. So basically print function can take zero argument also. That means if we do not provide anything, so it will print nothing. That is, it print none. Suppose inside print function we have given some variable like this. So these variable will be printed with separated by space. So this is the simple print statement. Inside this print statement, I have not written any of the keyword argument. Default value of each of the keyword argument has been used inside this print statement. Let's see our first keyword argument, which is separator, and its default value is space string, single space character or single space string we can say. So let's have an example of this. So in this example, I have taken three variables a, b, and c whose value are respectively 10, 20.5, and a string hello. And if we want to print these three variables separated using not with the space but with the @ character. So inside this keyword argument FCP, we can write a @ string. So these three values will be separated using @string or @character. So we can use anything inside this. If we write comma, so these three variables will be definitely separated using comma. So it is up to you. If you do not provide anything, so default value is a space character. So all the values will be separated using space character. Next keyword argument is the end, whose default value is set to new line character. So after printing all the values, the end will be printed. Whatever the inside the end, that string will be printed. So let's have an example of this. So suppose we create a Python script hello.py, and inside this script I have written suppose three statements: print hello, then print word, then print of Python, and I have not used any of the slash n character. So basically this line is equivalent to this one, and the second line is equivalent to this line, and the third line is equivalent to like this, because the default value of this keyword argument is set to slash n. So we can say these are the equivalent lines of these programs. So if we execute this hello.py, so we will get the output like this. Hello, first we will get in first line hello, then in second line we will get word, then in the third line we will get of Python. After printing hello, the interpreter will go to the next line because of this slash n, and after printing word, the interpreter will go to the, that means the cursor will move to the next line because of this slash n, and after printing the last line it also goes to the next line, that means move it to the here. Let's take another example in which the end argument is set to space character. So suppose in this script file hello.py we have taken three print statement, and inside this three print function we have taken end argument as a single space character. So the output of this will be something like this, because after printing hello, this end argument will be executed, that means the space character. So after the hello string we will get a space, then the second print statement will be executed, that means the word will be printed, and after printing the word the end statement will be executed. So here it is a space character, so after printing word we will get a space character, and after printing this we will execute the third statement, that is third print function, which uh, will print of Python. So this string will be printed, and after printing this third print statement, because we have not written anything for this third print statement, so its default value will be slash n here. So the cursor will move to the next line, that means in the next line of this string. So this is the output. The next keyword argument is the file object, which is set to standard output device, system's standard output device, which is our console screen. So basically these value will be printed where this file object will point out. So by default it is set to standard output device, which is our console screen. So let's have an example of this. So in this case I have written print hello world, that means the standard output, the file object is pointing to the standard output device, that means the output will be printed of this print statement to the console screen, that is right here. And suppose if I change it to some file, so let we have a file object. So this statement will create a file object which is assigned to this variable a. We will see later on how to create a file object. So basically this open function returns a file object, and the file name is data.txt, and this file object is stored in this variable capital A. Now inside print statement I am writing the same string hello world, and this file object is now pointing to the file data.txt. So if we execute this line, we will not get anything in our console screen. And suppose after closing, we have closed our file, and after closing our file, if we go to our present working directory and open this file data.txt, there we will get this string hello.world. So basically this string is not printed in the console, but it has been printed to the a particular file to which this file object has been pointing. So this is the way we can send our output to other locations. That is not, it is not necessary to send our output to always to standard output devices. If we don't want, and we can send it to the some file also. The print function's last argument is a flush, which is default value is set to false. So basically it means that the output stream cannot be forcefully flushed out. That means whenever we print out something, it does not goes directly to the console screen. First, it goes to a output buffer stream, and there, as soon as we hit the enter button, this output stream output goes to this particular file object. That means the console screen. Let's take an example for understanding of this flush. So first I have taken a text file which name is test, and this file is pointed by this file object a, and first this file will be created in the memory, and after this I have written print hello world, and I have set file equals to a. That means the this string will be sent for writing into this file, and I have set flush equals to false. That means we cannot forcefully flush out the buffer stream. Suppose I do not close this file, that means I have not written a.close method, which is the signal for this interpreter to flush out the buffer stream in case of file object. The buffer stream cannot be flushed out in this case. So all these output will be only stored in the buffer stream, and it will not send to the file. So suppose we want that this stream or this string should be written into this file. That means we want a forceful buffer stream flush, so we can set flush equals to true. So in this example I have written flush equals to true, so this statement will flush out the buffer stream forcefully. So this buffer stream contains this string hello world, and then this stream will be flushed out when this statement will be executed. So even though I have not closed the file, but this, if I open this file test.txt, so we will get this string here, which was not in previous case. So in this case we are flushing out the buffer stream forcefully. So this is all about the Python input and output. In next lecture we will discuss some more topics. Thank you.